This is the field notes from The Proving, short reflections from inside the process of building a life that's earned, not perfected, earned. Some races are about the clock. Some races are definitely about redemption. And some races become memories you'll carry for the rest of your life. For me, Napa was all three of them. Before we even talk about the race, you have to understand what Napa means. My husband and I absolutely love Napa Valley. We try to go as often as we possibly can for many reasons. One, we love wine. We love sparkling wine. We love wineries and restaurants. Honestly, literally the whole experience of Napa is just incredible. But more than anything, we love the memories that we've made in Napa. And that's why we always cherish it and always want to go there as much as possible. Napa has always been a celebratory place for us. It's where milestones happen. It's where friendships have deepened for us. It's where stories were made. It's where we got engaged. So every time we go back, it feels special. It feels like returning to a place that already holds a piece of our story. And this trip was even more special because for the first time, we were bringing Denise and Amelia along. Neither of them had ever been to Napa before, and I couldn't wait to kind of show them why we loved it so much too. But if you've ever been to Napa, you know this isn't just about wine tasting. The whole place is an experience. You spend your days driving through rolling hills and mountain ranges, moving from winery to winery, each one with its own personality and distinctive features and flavor profiles, their own story and their history. You sit down for the tasting, someone pours you a glass, they give you a beautiful charcuterie, then another, then maybe a bonus pour, and then sometimes even the extra bonus pour. And before you realize it, you somehow drank a half a bottle of wine because you're having so much fun with a great time with people around you that you genuinely love and care about. You learn about history of the wine, the history of the vineyard, the families that built the wineries, as you're overlooking endless rows of grapevine stretching across the valley floor. It's absolutely incredible as you eat beautiful food and laugh and share stories, create memories. That's what makes Napa just so incredibly special, with the wine being amazing. And honestly, the wine is kind of an excuse, let's be honest. The real magic is the experience and everything that kind of comes with it, from the conversations and friendships and celebrations to the moments that you just will remember for years. And for me, Napa carries an even deeper meaning because it's where I got engaged. And this time I got to share it with Denise, with Amelia, with Lewis, people I genuinely love spending time with. Watching them experience Napa for the first time was almost as rewarding as the experience itself, because suddenly the place means so much more to me because it became part of their story too. If you ever planned a trip to Napa, you know that these things don't happen by accident. You don't just kind of show up. Everything requires reservations and meticulous planning between the wineries, the tastings, the restaurants, transportation, the experiences, and a winery being so many minutes away. So you have to plan the route and the trip. So this trip takes months to build. We arrived at Napa on July 15th of 2025, and the plan was very ambitious. 9 wineries, a week together, great meals, great wine, great memories. In the middle of all of this, the half marathon. Because while the vacation was important, the race was the real reason why we were there. And I had 3 goals going into this race. Number 1, prove that I was capable of running in the range of an hour 30 minutes to an hour 35. Second, help Denise complete her very first half marathon. And third, share the entire experience with my husband and have an incredible week together. The first few days were everything I'd hoped they'd be. Camus, Chimney Rock, BV, Schaefer, Silver Oak, Clodoval, Beringer, Faust. One incredible winery after the other with beautiful meals, amazing conversations, and uncontrollable and countless laughs along the way. The kind of trip where every day feels like a highlight reel, and all the while the race just kept getting closer. But the night before, the race always feels a little bit different, especially when you spent months preparing for it. Denise was nervous, and I mean really nervous, to the point where she couldn't sleep. The reality of running her first half marathon was 100% settling in. Meanwhile, we all went through our traditions. You know, we lay out the clothes, the bib, the shoes, double checking everything, and then triple checking those double checks, of course. I remember looking down at my Saucony Endorphin Pro 4s, my bib sitting there, everything ready, everything feeling very earned. The work was done. All that remained was the execution. So our alarm went off at 5:15 in the morning. In fact, exactly at 5:18 in the morning, we have a photo of me, Denise, and Lewis sitting on the bus, half awake, half excited, completely ready. We took the bus to Cavation Winery where we had VIP access. And what that meant was a kind of a AC and heat controlled room with private bathrooms. And if you ever ran a half marathon, you know private bathrooms before a race might be the greatest luxury on planet Earth. Check it out. Everything felt electric. The anticipation, the excitements, the energy, months of preparation had finally arrived. And what made this race different was Loudoun County. Loudoun County humbled me, and the hills 100% exposed me, and the course demanded more than I was ready to give. But Napa felt like redemption. This was another notoriously hilly course, and people think Napa is all flat vineyards. It is not. The first mile is almost entirely uphill, and then you get some downhill relief, and then the rollers begin. From there, the second half onward, you're kind of constantly working, constantly climbing and managing effort. But this time, I was ready. The one thing I remember the most really wasn't the pain at all, and genuinely, it was the beauty. The fog hanging over the vineyards, the rolling hills, the clouds covering the wine country, the rows of grapes stretching in the distance. Running from Napa to Sonoma felt unreal, like running through a postcard. And from the beginning, I felt incredible. Breathing was controlled, legs felt fresh, knees felt great, hamstrings felt great. Everything worked and genuinely clicked. For months, I've been doing physical therapy, working through setbacks, managing injuries, and just wondering if I'd ever get back to where I wanted to be. But here I am now, running free. Mile after mile, I kept waiting for something to go wrong, for the fatigue, injury, something to slow me down. And honestly, it never came. Instead, I got stronger. Around mile 11, I saw someone ahead of me, and I made a decision. I'm going to catch that person, and I don't care what it takes, but I'm going to catch him. And I remember finding another gear, turning the engine on and just digging deep and running right past them. At that point, I knew this was going to be special. The good news is, and I'm so happy to say and proud to say, that in Napa, I've crossed the finish line in 1 hour, 31 minutes and 54 seconds. 10th in my division, 33 among men, and 35th overall. The thing I'll never forget is seeing the clock, because for months I dreamed about becoming an hour 30 runner. And when you cross the finish line and you see an hour 31, I realize something, that yep, I'm in the club. Not officially sub 130, but unquestionably in that tier, unquestionably capable and unquestionably there. And even more detailed, my splits were insane. 723, 654, 705, 710, 710, 711, 709, 702, 702, 657, 654, 650, and finally the last mile, 618. My last tenth of a mile was over a 5-minute pace. I was legitimately hauling ass. Every physical therapy appointment, every ice session, every recovery day, setback, injury scare, extra mile, every ounce of effort, it all led here, and it paid off, and it worked. The results wasn't just a number, it was proof. Proof that injury hadn't won, proof that patience matters, proof that hard work compounds, proof that the person who ran Philadelphia was no longer the person standing in Sonoma. Because when I think about Napa today, I don't think about the finish time first. I still think about the wineries, the meals, the bus rides, the conversations, laughs, and all the memories, the stupid, funny moments, and all the stories that still make us laugh. We finished that race. We visited the wineries, had the most incredible meals, and created the most incredible memories. And somehow the week just kept getting better. Because the older I get, the more I realize accomplishments and memories aren't competing things. The best moments in life are when they're together. Napa gave me both. One of the best performances of my life and one of the best weeks of my life. Looking back, Napa wasn't just where I ran an hour 31 half. It wasn't where I finished 35th overall or even where I proved that I belonged. It was where personal achievement and personal connection collided. The race was absolutely incredible, but sharing one of the most beautiful and my favorite places on earth with the people I love, that's made the week the most unforgettable. And that's why I'll never forget it. The work continues.